Hi, fifth grade. Today we're going to work on some math, so please get out your fifth grade math home review packets. And we are going to turn to day 6. It looks like we're going to be doing some fraction work, so get ready. Day 6. Donna, Emma, and Darcy collected newspapers for recycling. Donna collected 4 1/4 pounds of papers. Emma collected 2 3/4 pounds, and Darcy collected 3/8 a pound of papers. How much more paper did Donna collect than Emma and Darcy combined? Okay, this is going to take a few steps. So we're going to start with step 1. The first thing we need to do is figure out, well, how do we put Emma and Darcy's amount together? We need to combine their amount of paper. So we are going to add up Emma and Darcy's amount. So we have 2 3/4 plus 3/8. Now what do we need to do to add two fractions? If you said find the least common multiple and make the denominators the same, you are correct. So we are going to find the least common multiple. So we're going to list out some of the multiples. So for 4, we've got 4, 8, and 12. And then for 8, we've got 8, 16, 24. I kind of just listed 3 each to start. Now, do you guys see any common multiples here? You're right. 8 is a common multiple. 8 goes into 8, and 8 is a multiple of 4. So now we need to turn our denominators into 8. So how do I turn a 4 into 8 by multiplying? You're right. We multiply it by 2 times 2. Now if I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top as well. This is going to give us our new fraction. Now, do I need to touch this at all? No, I don't. Why not? You're right. I don't need to touch it because there's already an 8 in the denominator. So, our new fraction, after we change 3/4, is going to be 6/8. Now, we cannot forget about the whole 2. Because Emma did collect 2 whole pounds and then a fraction of a pound. Okay? So now we need to add. We've got 6/8 plus 3/8. What stays the same here? You're right. The denominator. This will stay the same. What about our numerator? It's 9. We have 9/8. We have an improper fraction. So before I go and add this whole number over here, I need to turn this improper fraction into a mixed number. There are a few ways we can do this, but to visualize it, I've drawn a little model down here. Let's draw out 9/8. Let's see if we can figure that out. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8, or 1 whole. We filled up our whole. 9/8. How else could I say that? Instead of 9/8, I can write 1 whole, 1 whole, and then how many eighths? 1/8. So writing 9/8 as a mixed number is 1 1/8, and I need to add 2 more wholes. So our first step is over. We now know that Emma and Darcy together combined collected 3 1/8 papers. Now on to step 2. Day 6, step 2 to this fraction problem. In step 1, we added Darcy and Emma's amount to equal 3 1/8. So they collected 3 1/8 pounds of papers. The question asks us how much more paper did Donna collect than Emma and Darcy combined. So how do we find how much more? How do we find the difference? If you said subtract, you're correct. Step 2 is going to be subtracting Emma and Darcy's amount from Donna's larger amount. Donna did more. We know it, Donna. All right. Donna collected 4 1/4 amount, and we're going to subtract 3 1/8 from that. So when we're subtracting or adding fractions, what has to be the same? Yes, the denominator. And how do we do that? We have to do something here. You're right. We have to change the denominator by finding the least common multiple. So I've listed our multiples here for 4. We have 4, 8, 12. I could keep going, 16, 20, blah, blah, blah. For 8, we have our multiples here. 4, 16, 24, 32, 40. Do we see a least common multiple? What's the first number we hit that they have in common? You're right. It's 8. We did this in step 1. It is 8. All right, so now we need to change these denominators to 8. Why am I happy, though? Because we don't have to change this guy. This guy already has an 8 in the denominator. We do need to change this 4. So how do we multiply 4 to get 8? 4 times 2. You're right. If I do it to the bottom, what do I have to do to the top or numerator of my fraction? I have to multiply it. I have to do the exact same thing. Okay. So our new equation, now that we've changed the denominator to be the same, is 4 2/8 minus 3 1/8. Okay. Here we can start with our whole numbers. 4 minus 3. I almost gave you the answer, didn't I? You're right, it is 1. Now, with a fraction, when you add and subtract, what stays the same? You're right. Our denominator is still 8ths. What is our numerator? 2 minus 1. Yes, it is 1. So, Donna collected 1 1/8 more than Emma and Darcy combined.